I said it, and I knew it. I had the microphones on mute. That's another week in a row.
That's all good.
Week in a row. Okay, now we're in the podcast. So, sorry.
You're right.
I can't figure this out. I'm only 168 weeks in a row. I can't figure this out.
Don't worry, it's all right. I'd lose my head if it wasn't on.
Yeah. All right, well, let's just say it again from... Beery introduced us to each other online.
Yes.
And you said you knew him from how long ago?
I think I was like 18 when we first met. So I've known him for a few years, a lot longer than I guess, like, you know, social media. He's always been a bloody legend. And, we've kept in contact and, still friends to this day.
Yeah, well, I've never even met him in person, you know.
Oh, no way.
And he's probably given me like 2 or 3 recommendations for guests on the podcast.
Yeah.
We haven't worked out our episode yet.
Oh, damn.
But we had a phase where... He was meant to come on. Something came up. I think there was 3 weeks in a row. Something came up for me. Something came up for him. Something came up for him. But then the next day, he'd post an Instagram video with the guests that I had on instead of him. And then one was from Queensland, the first guest. The next week, same thing. A guy from Wollongong. The next week, the same thing. A guy from Cronulla. And it just kept happening. And we're just like, what's going on?
Oh, crap. Yeah, nah, he's a legend. He's like exactly what you see, you know, on socials. That's him.
Oh, is he?
Like, to the T.
Yeah, nice.
I'm like, where do you get this energy from? I need some.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good. Well, I think the last time we tried, I think I first messaged you about this episode. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure the first message back was, I'm actually getting married tomorrow. Is that what the message was?
Yes, it was. Yeah, no,
That's
my
awesome.
husband and I got married January this year. And, crazy story, I guess, how we met was because of boxing. So his friend Udi, he's passed away now. He come with him to a sparring day. My husband wasn't my husband at the time, but he come there to just like help him out with the water, and I was already sparring there, and then he seen me and he's like, who's that girl? And then Udi was like, oh, that's Shanell Dargan. She's a boxer. She probably will turn pro pretty soon. And he's like, oh my God, I love her. 3 years later, he like followed me and never messaged me, nothing. So I had no idea who this man was.
It's a secret admirer.
Yeah, secret admirer, but telling everyone else he's going to marry me and he loves me and everything. And then I had no bloody idea. So I then when Udi passed away, we actually met organically, and that was pretty much it. We had our first date and was like pretty much together since then. And he was straight away, he said like, look, I'm this, I'm that. These are all my flaws. I need to tell you right now, get it all out in the open. So if you don't want me after this, then, you know, it's okay.
Yeah.
But as long as you know everything, then, you know, we can go from there. And I thought, for a man, I'm like, that's pretty,
that's brave.
that's pretty cool. And I was like, I like you, yeah.
That is the polar opposite to me. I'm thinking to myself, how long can I hide my flaws for? Like, how
honestly,
long can I get away with this?
Yeah, everyone's like that, you know. And I'm like, the mask falls off a little bit, but for him to do that was like refreshing and something different. So I was like,
very vulnerable, very awesome. That's very hard 100%. To do.
And for I think as a man, and you know, for a man to be that vulnerable and, you know, say everything out in the open, it took a lot of guts. And he apparently rang his like little brother up the day before, and he was like, guess who I'm going out on a date with? And then the little brother was like, Shanell Dargan. He's like, don't fuck this up. He's like, bruh, this is your one and only chance. You make sure you do it right. And he did.
And he did it right?
Yeah, he did. We're married now. And
so how long ago was all this? How long ago was it that we first reconnected after a few years of him being a stalker?
Literally being my stalker on Instagram. And I was like, why did you never message me? And I'm like, you could have saved me a lot of shit.
He's like, I was making a list of my flaws. I didn't have time.
And he's like, no, you wouldn't have liked me then. He's like, I had a lot of work to do. And he's like, I wasn't ready there to, you know, be who I knew that you needed. For him to say that as well, it was crazy. But it took about 3 years and then another year until we kind of actually met in person. And it was crazy because we knew a lot of same people, but never crossed paths until, you know, that 3 years before that.
And how long ago was that? So how long have you been together?
That's about 5.5 years now.
5.5 years ago.
But we got married pretty much a year into our relationship. We just knew, and he's a great, I call him a dad now to my son who's not his, and we foster my little niece now, and to do what he does it's incredible.
Yeah, that's admirable. Really, it really is. But I suppose like a year to get married makes sense, especially if straight away just lay it all out. Did you lay it all out too?
Yeah, I was like,
were you like, nah, I'm sweet. Like,
no. Like, I was like, yeah, this is mad. So obviously I had to say my flaws, but I feel like boxing's helped, I guess, a lot with my flaws and, my, I guess, I wouldn't say jealousy, but, just thinking, this person's going to do this, and just worried about what's happening next. And, going through bad relationships, you're always thinking this person's going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Where I feel like boxing's been such a good outlet for me that I don't have those thoughts now in my head. And, it's really helped me become like the person I am today.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when did the whole boxing journey start? How long have you been doing this for?
Yeah, well, boxing started for me 2019. I trained for about 3 months and then had my first amateur. And then I had 7 amateurs, but then had COVID in between that time. So like 2 years, there was no fighting, no training. It was just nothing, which it was like that for everyone else. So
you must have had quite a lot of amateur fights then in the first year, because COVID was like, what, 2020?
Yeah. So I had pretty much 4 then straight up, and I had 7 all up. So not many compared to, I guess, a lot of people. I found boxing pretty much late in life at 26. My son was 1, so I needed something that would help me physically, mentally, get away this baby weight. So boxing was that outlet for me. Yeah. And I didn't imagine that I could, be where I am at today. It was just something that I wanted to do to help me, and it's changed my life.
That's cool. And were you a fan of any sports before? Did you ever play any sports in the past?
Yeah, I was always very athletic growing up. Played a lot of touch footy, Oztag, athletics, cross country, netball, you name it. I was always kind of pretty good at
they're both team sport and solo sports.
Yeah. At the end I was playing rugby league, and I was still boxing in the amateurs, and I just had to pick. My coach at the time, Aaron, said, he's like, you got to kind of pick, if you're going to go down this route, you got to be all in. Otherwise it's it's not going to work. And we won the grand final for the Redfern All Blacks that year, and I said, okay, that's it, I'm done with footy. And I went and put my all into boxing, and it's paid off.
So were you playing sport all the way up? So you had your firstborn, and then were you still trying to be athletic? I know it took a year from when you had your son to when you started boxing. Yeah. But was there any athletics going on in that time frame?
I went back straight to footy like 6 weeks postpartum.
6 weeks.
Insane. I had to be like strapped up, my knees, everything had to be strapped up, because like if anyone,
such a team player, right?
If anyone knows, like, after you give birth, everything's just jelly, you know. And then in my head, like, because I played in the halves and like 5'8", what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go, I was like, normally I could get there and do it fast, but it was just like all slow motion. But it took me a while to get back into it. But yeah, that was another thing. I'm like, I needed to, for my mental state, to get back into something, because like when you become a mum, it's like everyone just thinks you're just a mum. Yeah. There was no like, you're still your own person. It's like, nah, you're a mum now. That's all you got to do. And my nan, who's 85, was like, once you have a kid, that's it. Everything's for the kid. And she had 7 kids, adopted 3, so 10.
Wow.
And I know back in those days, once you were a mum, that was it. Yeah. You're a wife, a mum, and, you had no other life.
A cooker, a cleaner.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That was it. So in my head, for her, because she raised me, she was like, that's what you got to do. And she didn't like that I was like still doing some stuff for myself. But I needed that. Like, I kind of suffered badly with like depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. So I was like, I needed something that was gonna keep ticking me over. And yeah, like at the time, footy was it.
Yeah. Did you know that going into becoming a mother? Did you know, okay, well, I have to try and make time for myself as well. Otherwise, I'm going to find it difficult to not still try and be active or anything like that?
Like at the time, you think, you're just going to go, you're going to bounce back, you're going to be straight into, everything you used to. It took me a while. I had like some complications, I guess, with, the birth and everything. So I really devoted that 6 weeks in particular, just being a mum, just slowing down and just being there for my son.
Is that the first time you ever properly took a stop? Sounds like you were pretty go.
Yeah. Like everything was just nonstop for me all the time. But it was good to just be a mum in those moments. But then, as time got on, it's like, I need to get back into it.
Start running,
I need to get back into it. But like I don't think at the time like footy was a team sport. So you could be doing everything that you can. Doesn't mean the next person next to you is doing the same thing. So you're always worried about what they're doing. They're worried about what you're doing, and something happens, you can be like you could look silly, or vice versa. I can make someone else look silly. I think like in the boxing ring, like if you're not doing the work outside, you get found out in, and there's nowhere to hide.
And there's no one to blame.
And there's no one else to blame but yourself, And I found that was like, I guess, my calling. I was like, this is the sport for me.
Yeah. So where'd you start, and how did you even find your first lesson? Like, how'd the idea come to go to a class?
Yeah. So I was going through some pretty heavy stuff at the time. After my son was born, him and like his father broke up about 2 months after. I left, couldn't go to my nan's because my nan smokes like a chimney like in the house, so I had really nowhere else to go. So I lived in a refuge for about 3 months, and then went to various different refuges with my son, and just applied for houses, and then finally got one. Did that, and then it was by myself. It was like, it was shit.
I can imagine.
It was depressing, but I had good friends, people there that really were there for me. My aunties, my nan, they were there for me, but could only be there in like certain ways, and like ways that like I needed, they couldn't.
Yeah, like they could help out with tasks.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it was like, I had like my best friend really, like, she helped me pack the car up and, helped me pack everything and move, and I'm very like grateful for her. So when all that was happening, got into a pretty bad relationship after that. That was kind of the turning point where I found boxing, and it was that moment where I was like, if I don't do something now, like, I tried to commit suicide as well. Like, it was pretty freaking dark at the time. So boxing was like this outlet, and I looked up gyms, walked into the local gym, Campbelltown PCYC, and walked in, didn't know anyone, met the coach, Aaron, did the first session. He's like, "Oh, have you boxed before?" I was like, no, never. And he's like, "Oh, do you want to?" And I was like, yeah.
He's so a little protege, eh?
Yeah. He was like, looking. I was like, okay, this is cool. And then he's like, "Oh, come to the advanced class, and if you want to do it, train, make sure you're turning up, we can get you a fight." And I was turning up nearly every day. I was lucky enough I was working still full time, would pick up my son from daycare, drop him to my nan's, and then I'd train and then pick him back up, then go home, get dinner ready, and then do it all again. And just keeping my mind busy was the best thing ever. And my coach Aaron at the time like saw something in me, and within 3 months of just hard work, dedication, I had my first
That's very
fight.
Quick, eh? 3
Yeah.
months is very quick.
I know,
That's crazy.
Considering like, there's people I know that have trained like for a year and still haven't.
There's people that train for free 4 years.
And still don't do it. I think for me it was
What was the actually, I'll get to this in a second. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're right.
What suburb was this gym at? The
Campbelltown.
KCYC, Campbelltown?
Yeah, Campbelltown. So I was born and raised in Campbelltown. went to Campbelltown Performing Arts High School. Music was actually my love when I was younger, and still to this day.
In what ways? Like instruments, singing?
No, I was a singer.
Wow.
So I was I started singing, I guess, when I was like 6. My nan was like, told me that I'd grab like little microphones or any music thing would come on, I'd be up there and I'd pretend I'm singing, not knowing words, just humming and stuff. And she was like, oh, you're going to be a singer. And that was like my dream for a very, very long time. I was on X Factor.
Really?
Yeah. I got to the top 24.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was able to go to like New York City and sing in front of John Legend, and Ronan Keating was like my mentor, and it was pretty cool. But
that is cool.
I got to that, I think, at level, and I was like, when I didn't get picked, and I was in New York at the time, and Ronan said that I didn't believe how good I was, and he needed somebody that believed in themselves. And just that's just me. I always had that kind of self-doubt all the time growing up. But yeah, it was like incredible opportunity.
Great experience.
Yeah,
like, that's cool.
Like I'll never get that again. People ask me if I'd go back. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You have to be very, very vulnerable, especially on the, national television. It's pretty full on. But yeah, the experience I got out of it was
awesome. And how old were you?
I was 21.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I was young, and looking back now, I'm like, I was 2020. Oh, no, it's 2014. So it was like 11 years ago now.
Wow.
It's like a lifetime ago, but yeah, I still have like the best memories from that.
That's cool. I went to Reese Maston on like 2 weeks ago. He did
a show
yeah?
Is he still
Campbelltown.
going?
It was in Campbelltown, yeah.
Yeah,
This girl invited me, and I thought, oh, right, okay, whatever, we'll go to this. But I knew it would be all right, but it was just funny, the idea of Reese Maston.
Yeah.
And he actually said a bit of a speech like towards the end of it. He said, if you ever see these people go through X Factor and on TV, make it all the way to the end, because I'm pretty sure he even won that year when Reese Maston did it.
Yeah.
And then he came out with a couple big singles after that. He's like, it isn't all what it seems to be to go down that road. Like, it's like pretty much everyone's almost forgotten. He's like, I'm so grateful there might have been like 30, maybe 40 girls that were like fans, and then everyone's boyfriends and stuff as well. He's like, I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to still be able to do this, but pretty much like if you see anyone that you remember from TV, go show them some support as well, because everyone's struggling out there, And it's a difficult road, that X Factor road.
Yeah, it is so hard. And I feel like that really helped me with my boxing as well. Like being on stage and the cameras and stuff, like the boxing ring is like a big stage too, especially on the big screen and stuff that I've been on. I feel like that's where music really, really helped me. But yeah, it's so hard. And what you see on X Factor, like there's like 3 auditions before you even get on TV. Huh. So you're like, you go to these auditions and you're there like all day, and then you sing in front of the producers, and then they send you off to the next producer, and then you go to a bigger producer. And then so you're singing, kind of tell, about yourself, where you're from, your story. And then they're like, okay, well, they say, nah, we don't want you this year. Come back next year. Send you off to another one, then the other one. And then you have to wait for about a month to see if you get a call and say, oh, look, you're going to the, TV auditions. And, so what you see on TV, that's not the first thing. So these poor, like, people that are crap, that get to go on there, that actually think they're good.
Oh,
believe it, because
I forgot people were crap.
Yeah. No, like, good on them, like, for doing what they do. Like, my hat goes off to them, because it's hard. But of course they're gonna, they're gonna think they're good if they've got through all these rounds prior, and then they get put on TV for people to laugh at them. It's so sad. But so I was lucky enough to do that. Got a standing ovation from the crowd and the judges, and
is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can have a look. And
I'm putting a link in the description as well for anyone that wants to see it. That is mad.
Have a look. My nan was able to come up on stage and be there, because she was, my number one fan. She was the one that put in my head that I could, do something with my life. And like, my nan raised me since I was born. Both my parents had been in and out of prison and on drugs and stuff. So, you know, she's been that role model, that person that's kept me in line and making sure I don't, you know, drift off into the same similar patterns to my parents, which it would have been easier to do, I reckon.
I think it always is easier.
Yeah, you know, to go down that path, it's like everyone expects it, you know what I mean? I think, I don't know the actual stats, but it's like you're 80% more likely if your parents are in prison for you to do that, you know? So
I think it's because we're just patterns of behaviour. I think humans, like, we pretty much are going to end up in the exact same scenario as our parents unless we make an active decision to take a different road.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like history repeats history, but human nature repeats human nature.
Nah, 100%. And, you know, there's times, like, always you, like, feel like you're slipping off, and you just got to remember, keep that focus. And, you know, having my son has really been, like, the best thing for me to, you know, stay focused, make sure that I, you know, stop that cycle.
Yeah.
You know, it ended me, and it's not going to continue with him either.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm lucky that I had a nan that really was, like, she was pretty strict on me. Like, she's Irish, and she's strict as, but for good reason too.
Yeah.
Like,
shout out to you.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to Nan.
Especially having 10 little rascals running around.
Yeah, and like
that's mad. That's a woman right there.
Yeah, she's the best, and like she's 85 now. She still helps me out with the kids if I need. Yeah, she's at my fight. She's like my biggest fan. She never wanted me to box or do any sport. She was like, singing.
Yeah.
You can make heaps of money, do that. Sport, like, you know, you get into like rep teams of like OzTag, touch, you have to pay, you know. So she was like always going off at me. But like I was singing around and gigging around at a very young age. I was getting paid as well. So like I always knew about, you know, working hard and trying to, you know, get out of the rut that we were in. Like we lived in like a 3-bedroom housing commission house in Ambervale. My nan also looked after like 4 of my other cousins as well as me. So she took us in as well. And, she just wanted better for us. So always wanted to, she never drove. So we were catching like trains, buses everywhere. Every time I had a gig or something, we'd have to get up at like so early in the morning just to get a bus, train to wherever we were going. But she, you know, she did that, and she,
that makes me happy as
she like put in the effort to make me want to do better for myself as well. So as soon as I could, if I could get my license, I was like, I'm getting my license. 16, I was like, straight away got my license. I was like, no, I'm not catching a bus, train. I'm going to make sure like I'm changing that. And yeah, like I just always wanted to try harder, do better, and having a son like just made that like 10 times more effort for me to, you know, keep going.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm going to catch up to the having a son aspect and what it's like being a mother. There's so much still I'm going to catch up. We haven't even touched on the boxing world of things yet either. But I just want to ask as well, just because I'm curious, going through something as high as what I can imagine the X factor being to then not going down that road anymore, kind of coming back to everyday normal life. Is that a difficult thing to go from that level to that level?
Yeah, it was hard, especially, you know, being a 21-year-old and being on national television, like everyone kind of noticing you and being like, oh, you know, you should have won. Like I stopped watching it because you're not in it. It was pretty surreal to take that all in. But yeah, like I wouldn't change it. But it, like I said, it's helped me now with boxing, and you know, my pro debut was like on one of the biggest shows on No Limit. So that kind of really helped me kind of navigate the boxing world as well.
I bet it pushed you. I can imagine a lot of people, it might have been like a thing where it's like almost pressure now to feel like, oh shit, now I have to feel like I've got to achieve more. But it sounds like it kind of pushed you to be like, yeah, whatever I want to do, I want to try and do it well. You know?
Yeah, no, I've always been, I guess, like a high achiever, that I wanted to, anything that come to me, I wanted to take it with both hands and run with it and, you know, give my 110%. I always like say my paternal grandmother, she was in the stolen generation, and, you know, she never got those opportunities ever to do anything. So now I'm like, I have that in the back of my mind as well. It's like, no, she would never have got these opportunities. So now that I get them, I'm going to make sure I do something with it.
Yeah, that's cool. Can you take me back to that first amateur fight, that feeling? Do you remember? I know it's been a little bit.
Yeah. It was actually,
how it felt?
Yeah, it was insane. So I think we went up to like Central Coastway, and there was three other of the boys fighting as well, and they've done it for quite a bit. The drive up, we're in the bus. I was like so nervous, freaking out. Got in there. You have to do everything, see the doctor and whatever. And
do you remember the opponent? Do you remember what they look like?
Yes, actually, we follow each other.
Cool.
On Instagram. I forget, like her name's just
yeah. Don't worry about it.
But she was like kind of, I don't know. She seemed confident.
Yeah.
Like I seen her, she was like laughing around with her friends and stuff, and I was like there sitting in the corner with the boys, just like,
oh shit,
cool.
yeah.
All right then.
Yeah.
And then the bell rings, you go in there, and then I just like went hammer and nail. It was like 0 to 1,000 real freaking quick.
Letting everything from the last year out.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. Like everything was out in that like minute, and it ended up getting stopped in like the first round. But like looking back now, oh my God, I was like, what the hell was I doing? I was just going. There was like no break, nothing. And thankfully it ended up getting stopped for like the other girl. When you hit her too clean, they just, you count. And yeah, like that was the beginning of it. And I was like, this is the best. I love this.
Got a craving for it, eh?
Yeah. It's like, it's an addiction.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going. You want to do better. You want to be like, okay, that was crap. I need to do this the next time. So yeah, the first one, you always remember it. Looking back now, I was like, holy shit. There was no technique, no nothing. It was just going
straight
for
haymakers,
it. Just haymakers, just hoping and praying it lands. Thankfully it did.
Yeah, that's sick.
But yeah, no, it was pretty cool.
I wonder if everyone's first amateur fight's always like that, eh? Like who can just throw the most overhands, eh?
Who can just land the most punches in that short amount of time.
Did you have much fear, especially in the beginning, of getting hit? Was getting hit something? Because I know a lot of people in sparring even, they're so worried about getting hit.
Yeah, I feel like for me, because I went through some DV relationships, like I was hit by men as hard as I could. So I was like, no girl really puts fear in my heart, which is kind of crap in a way to say, but I was like, yeah, I can take hits by men. I'm like, no girl scares me.
Yeah, so that's the maddest attitude for a female fighter.
Like it's good, but then it's bad too, because it's like you get hit and it's like, oh well, I'm just gonna hit you more. But it's like, no, worry about your defense, girl. And that's where now, like, I'm still learning as I'm going with boxing. I'm doing it on the go, where a lot of people have gone through the amateur system and been in there for years. Where because I started so late, I really didn't have that time to go through all that and learn and understand. So now I'm like doing it as I go.
Well, in your first, how long did you say it was? 2 years you had 7 fights, or 1 year?
Well, so 2019, I think it was, had my first 3 fights.
Yeah.
And then 4, 5, 6 was after that.
Yeah.
And then I had the 7th was, I was professional, went back for the Olympic trials. So, it's been...
Yeah, but that's a lot of experience. Like, that's a lot of experience. Like, it's hard because you got to take out the time for COVID where everything shut down.
I know. Even thinking about it now, it's like, did that really happen?
Yeah. I remember I was boxing very consistently at the time, and then I had my first fight booked in for February 2020. Yeah. Or March 2020, and we shut down everything in February 2020. Yeah. And I just never even went back. Like, I was like... It was such a long wait after that. Yeah. And then by the time it came around again, I think I was already in a new relationship. I was so comfortable chilling. I was getting fat. Yeah. I was like, life's actually all right.
Yeah. No, honestly, it gets like that too, hey. And I like still remember it now, and I'm like, my coach would be like, okay, record yourself like doing like anything, doing some training. So I was like living in a granny flat, trying to train, having my son there, still working full time as well. But yeah,
making it work.
Trying to make it work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was hard, but after it all come back, we had like I think it's the Australian Club Championships. So we got to go to Adelaide, and then I had like, I think it was 2 fights there. So it was like quick back-to-back fights, and it was good to get, back into it. But yeah, you could tell the ring rust with everyone.
Yeah.
And it was good considering everyone was in the same boat.
Yeah.
It's like, it wasn't, well, I think New South Wales, we got the brunt of
we
most of it. Because I remember like Queensland was back into boxing and Victoria, and then we were just
5 kilometre radius.
Yeah.
And like 2 people max capacity.
Yeah. So, like it took us a bit longer to get back into it. But once it finally come around, it was good.
Yeah, nice. So what was the record? Because I'm not sure of the first 7 fights that you had.
So I won my first 4, and then I had to step up. I had to step up to a girl that had, I think, about 20 fights.
Wow.
It was just, at the time I wasn't getting fights, so I had to step up and fight this girl. She beat me the 2 times, and Tina, her name is Rahimi, and she ended up going to Com Games and the Olympics as well. She's pretty strong. Good
cool.
fighter.
How did that feel going from running on such a high to now experiencing the first L's?
It was hard, but it made me hungrier.
Yeah, nice. That's mad. You have a fighter in your blood. Like, you have all the traits that I see the people that are killers have, Nothing's like, oh, it's over. It's more like, it's starting now.
It was starting. And like, because I was working full-time and full-time mum, like I was only training when I was at the gym. Like I wasn't doing runs, and I didn't really understand that I needed to do more.
Yeah.
And I thought, going to the gym and just doing the hour and a half at the gym every day was enough.
Yeah.
And then once I got to that level of, versing girls that I had 20 fights and the Com Games trials and the Olympic trials, it's like, shit, this isn't enough. And so then that's where, after the Com Games trials, I really, really stuck to, like, I need to do better. I need to do more. I can't just be relying on, that aggressive style that I had, and, it wasn't going to work with everyone. So I really had to, like, step back and be like, okay, I need to set out a real hard plan of, what I wanted to do going forward. And, it just made me hungrier and realised that I needed to do way more than what I was doing.
It's a whole different lifestyle change when you start to step up, and then it's the craziest part about getting better at anything. Like, it's not just during this hour and a half that I'm going to devote every day to this thing. I know I'm going to get better over time. Like, that's actually inevitable. We're going, I believe personally, that if you continue doing the same thing, no matter what it is, it's going to get better. It's almost impossible. It's going to get worse. Right? Yeah. But as you start to do that, you start to enter another level of playing field of people who are now doing 3 hours a day.
Yes.
And then once you start to try and match that even, you might find that those 3 hours aren't intentional 3 hours. They're just the same hour and a half you're used to doing. So now you got to start thinking about a better way to do it. And it's like, it's just a constant game of leveling up. So you would have had to go from like just this aggressive hour and a half session you're doing every day to a bit more of a holistic approach.
Yeah. And it is. Boxing is a lifestyle. You can't be half-assed about it. Otherwise you'll get found out. And at that time I did. I got found out. And, I can say, oh, yeah, I wasn't as experienced. But it was. I didn't put the amount of effort that was needed into it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I lost, I was like, shit, I really need to do more.
Yeah. That's what you needed to learn. That's what you needed to learn.
And I needed
How else would you have learned it?
Yeah, no, 100%. And you learn, I think it's like cliche to say, but you learn way more from a loss than a win, you know? And, it just made me hungrier. I wanted it more. I didn't know then where it would take me. I had no idea, that I'd even have the opportunity to turn pro. That wasn't ever thought of in my head at all.
So you weren't thinking that far ahead yet? Like, where's this going to take me in forms of going pro and all these things?
No. That wasn't that wasn't a thought.
You were just literally rolling with the punches.
Yeah, I was just rolling. I was like, I just love doing it.
And you said, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I loved fighting. I loved, getting in there and just letting all that aggression and hurt and pain, I guess, that was inside of me, and doing it like in a safe environment. And that's where my mentality was. It was not for anything other than that, really.
Yeah.
And
isn't it funny how a martial art is actually a form of art? It's a practice of repetitive nature over and over again to try and perfect a move, right?
Yeah.
It's an expression of creativity, really.
It really is.
But it's also a vessel for chaos to be able to get released organically.
And like some people aren't built for that, and you see it time and time again. New people come into the gym and they come in one day, and then it's like, I'm not about that life. I feel like everyone wants to be like a boxer or jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or anything like that, until they realize what it actually takes to get there.
Yeah, a big difference between a little bit of fitness, boxercise, I think they call it. It's not even in the same category. Like it's like, it's insane. Personally, even like I loved boxing and training for so many years. I probably did it on and off for say 7 or 8. Yeah. But even taking it to the next level of like Muay Thai, I think fuck that. No, I'm not copping knees and elbows and shit. I'm barely enjoying getting punched. Like, this is fucked.
100%. I asked my husband because he did a Muay Thai training for quite a bit. I asked him, I was like, what about bare knuckle? You reckon I'll be able to do that? And he goes, no fucking way. He's like, have you seen what happens to their faces?
Yeah, like the hood contender and stuff.
Yeah, and he's like, you see their hands? And I've like broken my hands in, a fight and having gloves on, So he's like, no way, you're not doing that. I was like, come on. It'll be fine. He's like, nah, you're not bloody doing it. No.
Yeah, that's cool. And what about your husband? I was about to say partner, but your husband, because I know you met on his first day of an introduction kind of thing. So does he do any training as well, boxing or anything like that?
Not anymore. He did Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu for a bit, but he's a hard worker. He's a carpenter builder, so he does long hours. He goes to the gym and whatever, but his long hours at work takes its toll. So he just tries to get to the gym whenever he can, and then having the kids as well, it really takes a lot out of us. And I'm so grateful that I have him, where I'm training sometimes, and I know he needs to go to the gym, but he'll take that upon himself to have the kids while I go and train. So I'm very lucky that I have a partner that is about me and wants me to achieve my goals. And
that is mad. I had a feeling he was a carpenter / builder or something from that reel you put up, or maybe it was just on your story recently. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
I know you would have asked him, what do you want for Christmas? Is that what it was?
No, I said, Bub, what's in your toolbox? What do you have in your toolbox?
That was the funniest out-of-pocket video I've seen. That was so fucking funny.
I know, I try and do some funny shit.
So ridiculous.
Everyone's like, how the hell did you get him to say that?
He said, the video started for anyone who hasn't seen it with, these are the things I put in my bum. Nothing. Now let's go ask my husband. And he's like, spirit level, socket set, hammer.
And I was like, we keep going. And I was like, this is going to be hilarious. And he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because I was like, try not to laugh. He's like, what? Yeah. And I was like, no, I'll just send it to you. So I sent it to him. He's like cracking up. He's like, that's a good one. I'm like, can I post it? He's like, no, I look shit in that. I was like, no, you don't. You look fine. He's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, lucky it's funny, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's fucking funny.
That's one of the best videos I've ever seen. I want to do that to some of the boys at work.
Yeah, we do it. It's freaking crack up. And they have no idea, and then they see it, and it's like...
I'm going to do it with Christmas ideas. Because I thought that's what it originally was.
I should have done that. But that's why I said, what's in your toolbox? Because I knew it would be some outlandish shit that is going to be crazy.
I'm going to post it today. I'm doing exactly that video today. I'm stealing it. I need a video for today.
Yeah, that's the best. Cool.
What about going pro? So when you had the opportunity to do that, did it feel like a different level, or did it feel like kind of the same thing you've been doing?
Well, I was training hard, and the opportunity to come up to turn pro against oh God, this is gonna
you don't Ashley, have to remember.
Ashley. I forget her name now. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's bad. But anyways, yeah, I had the opportunity to come turn pro. I seen a status of a coach saying, looking for a girl 59 kilos, pro debut against a girl looking for her pro debut. And I sent it to my coach. And I was like, what do you reckon? And then he's like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Yeah, why not? And it was like, at the time, I was just lost to the girl that went to the Olympics and everything. And a lot of them, they're in like the high performance team. So they're traveling around like the world and staying months at a time. And, if I wanted to keep at that level, I would, need to be traveling too with them. And I couldn't do that with a son, so turned pro. Come about crazy ways. And
where was the fight?
So the fight was at Horton Pavilion.
Okay.
So I knew Matt and the boys, Matt Rose and George Rose and stuff, just through footy, being Aboriginal as well. So I knew of him, and I remember seeing him out when I started my amateur career, and I was like, "Bro, come on, are you gonna put me on?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, you tell me when you turn pro, and then we'll get you on." And then I was like drunk talking, so I didn't think it'd ever happen.
Yeah.
But then I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, bro, how you going? Look, we got this set up. Do you reckon you can get me on?" And then he's like, "Yeah, for sure." He's like, "Oh, we can't get you on the Newcastle one, but there's a Sydney one in about 4 weeks. Do you reckon you could do it?" And I was like, I don't know. It ended up being 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we're like, stuff it, let's just do it. I was like 56 kilos. I had to eat like pasta to get to 59. But I did it. We got there. And it was four rounds. They put us up in the main card too, which was crazy. And it ended up being like fight of the night, fight of the year.
Wow.
Friggin' everyone went crazy with it. It was just like a slugfest as well. It was kind of similar to my first amateur fight. Yeah. But it was pretty cool, and it was just like overnight, like everything blowing up. It was pretty crazy. But again, like I said, the music, the lights, the kind of stage where it was at, it was all familiar, kind of in a way. A lot scarier, definitely, than singing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But that kind of helped me. That stage kind of effect. We've already been on stage on X Factor in front of the TV. I think that really helped.
Yeah. That's insane. I love that. That's so cool. Did the other girl feel as hungry, you reckon, as you did? Like that's why it was a proper slugfest. These are both like
I thought today. She come to fight. She come to win. I remember like looking at her before weighing and like smiling, and she like just gave me like the death stares. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Well, the hands were talking then, eh?
Yeah. So I was like, all right then. But yeah, like I think her like husband was like Tariq Sims. Played for the Dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
It was crazy because I go for the Dragons.
Yeah.
No one hold that against me. I don't really follow footy now, but so it was kind of like crazy. I was like, I know.
You're almost fanning out.
Yeah. And I was like, damn it, I can't because I'm versing her.
It's like, at least if I lose to her.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But yeah, no, I honestly thought I won that fight, but it went to judges and it was a draw.
Yeah.
But I got fight of the night, fight of the year. We got a 5K bonus, which was pretty mad. And then at the time it was like, okay, this is it. And then I had like I think 4 more fights that year.
And what year was this? How many years ago was it?
2022, I believe.
Yeah.
So it was a busy year. I was just taking really any fights that come my way. But the thing was, like, I didn't really understand, like, boxing being as a business and me being, the brand and the business. And now I'm still learning that, and I've I think I've got a lot of good advice from people in the industry, and just not taking fights just for the sake of taking them, and especially at weights that were a lot higher than what I actually was fighting at. And now that I'm at, I think 12 fights in now.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I've really learned about cutting weight. I don't really cut, but eating healthy to make weight, sustain weight, and making sure that you're feeding yourself to give you enough energy to keep training day in and day out. Before then, I had no idea. I was just winging it, and I was like, I just love to fight, and just going hard. But now
there's intention.
Yeah, and there's intention behind it, and being strategic with when I'm fighting, how I fight, the tactics behind it, and that was something I didn't really do early on.
Well, I guess it makes sense, to be an amateur you are, and I hear it all the time, you just take as many fights as you can get, any opportunity, and it's the same in MMA, it's the same in all of it, because you need the experience. That's all you need above anything. There's no need to worry about the branding of yourself or anything like that. It's just the more times you can almost lose as well, the better it is. That makes people really good.
You learn from it.
A lot of my friends have been copping quite a few L's, I've got to be honest, lately, but they're staying consistent with it, and they are getting better with every fight,
And that's the thing. And I think because of where I was at in the amateurs, like starting so late, I have a short window of a time frame of fighting now. So with boxing, I was like, if I can make some money while I'm at it, realizing that it's fucking shit money. There's no money in it, especially for us girls. Like it's quite sad because we're training just as hard, same amount of time. Yeah, we do 2 minutes, but when we're training and stuff, we're doing the 3-minute rounds and everything like that. But we hardly ever see, that amount of money, but get something out of it, then I'm happy with that, and I'm just trying to build. Yeah, what I mean? And my son sees me training hard, and he can be like, that's my mum, and hopefully he's proud of me, and that's me. That means more than any fight, any win, any belt.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you kind of opened my eye to a brand new perspective when you said, I didn't consider myself to be the brand of the business in which boxing is once you go pro.
Mm-hmm.
I've never considered that to be an idea, but now that you say it, so many examples make sense in front of me, like with the way people market themselves,
Yeah, and this day and age, you can't just be a professional boxer. You got to be a social media influencer as well. And I'm trying to still do that, but that's how you get brand deals. That's how you get companies coming on board, and it's not like how it was back in the day. But this is the way life is now, and you got to build yourself up. You got to market yourself, and I'm still learning that as well. But it all comes with it now. Unfortunately, you got to be an influencer plus boxer. Plus whatever else.
I think about it a lot as well in the form of what it means with the way we have society today, where any business kind of has to make content, even air conditioning mobs or electrical and consulting firms, everyone's got to make content about it. Yeah. How many Anytime Fitnesses do you see post videos of girls that work at the front desk?
Exactly.
I think it kind of makes sense if you're building your life around what you naturally enjoy doing, like you say with boxing, or if I also use content, podcasting, my lifestyles, things like this. Yeah. You can just remember to do the thing that you're doing anyway, but kind of show it off.
Yeah.
You're not trying to create a life that's not organic. And I think that's what steers a lot of people away from the idea of posting the content. Like, now I've got to try and think about something to post.
Yes.
And pretending to be someone I'm not. But if I see you as a boxer, but also a mum, also someone that loves working hard, has singing in my life and my personality, I can sing as well.
Yeah.
Just building that's a brand in itself. Even if you didn't post it, that's actually who you are as a person.
Yeah, and that's why I always try to just share who I am, my life. Not perfect, never been perfect, and just making sure that people see the authentic you. I think that's really important, especially building yourself and who you are and what you want to sell to others. My passion's always been helping kids, especially from similar backgrounds to what I've gone through. And I worked in like child protection and stuff for a very long time. And, you know, once boxing's finished, I'd love to be able to, you know, build a business within boxing plus mentorship or something like that to, you know, give back to all the kids that have gone through what I've went through as well.
Yeah, it's like almost like a safe place at the end of the day for people to come and go to. I'm so grateful for every youth centre I was ever a part of as a kid, or I have a very similar way where I have a big brother mentality because I felt like not having older siblings myself, I always looked for older bad influences because they're the most incisive, you know, especially as a young lad. But I was fortunate enough to find healthy role models in front of me. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm taking that advice on, you know. But if I was just like one or two conversations less, I definitely would have picked another person to become that shining star.
Yeah, and it's easy to do as well. I think for me, especially where I grew up in Ambervale, there was more people I didn't want to be like than wanted to be like. Like growing up, I never seen anyone that looked like me, and the only one was Kathy Freeman. That was 2000 Olympics. Yeah. So I never had like anyone that looked like me on TV or anything like that to aspire to be. But I always knew that what I didn't want to be like. And I felt like that's still to this day, that's how I am. Again, not perfect. I've had my slip-ups, done stupid shit. But it's how I rebuild myself and pick myself back up. And it's made me who I am. And boxing has been that lifeline for me. My son's been that lifeline. Now I have an amazing husband.
Yeah,
you know,
all the pieces are just starting to get
and it's all coming together, and you know,
you deserve that. You deserve all of that.
Now, it's been a long, hard road. There's been a lot of tears, a lot of feel like giving up, and like, why am I doing this? But you know, you got to look at the bigger picture, and you know, the bigger picture is my son, and now my little niece, who I see and want to be something for them. And something that they can be proud of as well. That's
so cool. I heard this from Joshua Saunders. Have you seen Joshua Saunders? He's like pretty much Australia's jiu-jitsu champion at the moment. He's been going off to try and compete in ADCC for world champion titles. And I think he got 4th in the world, I think he did.
Wow, that's pretty mad.
And he's got some wisdom behind this lad. Like, fuck, you can't get to that level if you don't have the mind, let alone the physique, you know.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He's made it. And he told me you have to be the person that you needed to as advice from 5 years ago. So even if you make content, speak to you, what you needed to hear. Be that inspiration, you know?
Yeah.
And I think you can be but you can continue to be such an inspiration for people in a lot of different ways. Just on this short conversation we've had so far, you know?
Oh, thank you.
It's the overcoming. And you said, I've had some slip-ups, I've had my moments, I've had this and that.
Yeah.
I think good. Because if you didn't have them yet, then they're coming later, you know?
100%.
Get them out of the way.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, you know, back when I was going through some pretty rough times, like I was angry at the world. Hey, like I hated everything. And because I was getting hurt behind closed doors, I was out trying to hurt people and trying to be this tough bitch that was really not me, but hurt people. And I realized that now I'm like, fuck, I was going through some bad shit, you know? And I turned into somebody that I wasn't. And now like having so much clarity and having a person that loves you and shows you love, like you're able to now give that to everyone else.
Yeah. And you had to learn to love yourself first, though. I think you attracted having your husband in your life through the hard work and effort and consistency that you put in. You became the person that is allowed to receive now. Because if you're closed off, no one can come and love you.
Nah. And I was for ages. I was like, oh, maybe I'm not worthy of love. Maybe it's just not meant to be. Maybe, you know. And I always had those walls up of, no, I'm not worthy. And I didn't love myself. And then I was just so focused on boxing as well and just being a mom that my life didn't matter, really. It was just like just tunnel vision of being a mom. And then now where I'm at and how I've like just flourished into, you know, someone I hoped I would be. Still not perfect, obviously. No one's perfect. But I'm getting there and, you know, every day is like just I wake up grateful for what I have now.
I resonate with that. Like it's a crazy feeling. Like I sometimes reflect on the fact because I compare myself to me I'm 27 now.
Yeah.
And I compare myself to me at 37.
Yes.
And aim to be that guy, but it does make you feel less for who you are today.
Yes, it does.
You know, like you think, fuck, I'm not enough, you know, like I need to become, because it's almost like a calling that I can see myself going to be this guy anyway.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact that shit has to get done today, you know?
Yeah.
But I like to look back at me at 17 a lot as well.
Yes.
And I actually am today who I wanted to be at 17.
100%. And you do, you're like, fuck, I prayed for this shit that I have now. Like I envision this stuff. And then sometimes you get so caught up in the next step or what you want to do after that you don't be thankful of what you have right now.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to really sit with myself and be like, man, that little girl, she would have loved to be where I am now, and just understanding and like be present, you know, love what you have now, and don't forget of what you want to be or what you want to strive to be, but still be grateful of what's now.
It's a balance, eh? Like,
yeah.
You have to like do both at the same time.
And it's hard because I'm always...
You don't want to get comfortable.
Nah, but I'm always want to level up. I always want to do more. I want to, you know, keep succeeding. I want to do better. But yeah, I got to remind myself like this stuff now, what you have, you only ever dreamed of when you were a young girl. So I got to remember like that little girl, you know, that little girl that was like visiting my mum in jail, that didn't know like the world, what was out there. Like, you know, this is a reminder. That's
awesome. But there's this not theory, it's more like an ideology or a mindset I heard from Alex Hormozy that says, build your proof before you make a promise. So it's proof before promise. And what that means is you can promise yourself anything you ever want, but if you have no proof behind it, you will not, you're not saying you will not get there, but if you tell yourself, say for example, I want to run a marathon, and you don't start by running 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, then you're just breaking promises to yourself. But if you start running 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, you've now got some proof. And that's what that balance is between 37 and 17. It's, I can't just believe I'm going to become that if I don't look back and say, well, I've made it this far. If I continue to go on my proof, then I can foresee my promise. You know, 100%. Sounds like you have a good understanding of that too, you know, reflection and also aspiration at the same time.
Yeah, I think you do. And as you grow, like I'm 32 now, so I've lived a lot of different lives, you know, and it's like all built me to where I am today. So it's like really understanding. It's like, okay, I always put like my goals high, but it's like how can I get there? And having those steps to get there, not thinking, oh shit, yep, it's up here, I need to jump up and get there. I'm like, it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might be years from now, but I'm going to do the steps to get to where I need to be. And I think that's, some people do have those goals, but they try and jump and try and get there before their time, you know what I mean?
It's so easy to do that, eh? I'm like that.
Because if you fail, then you feel like you're going back down, and it's like, you're kind of giving yourself like a, I guess like, I don't know, something that's out of reach. Yeah. But it's out of reach for now. Yeah. Not for, you know, the next couple of years. Yeah. So it's just like, don't jump in.
Yeah. There's another saying called, the lyric always pops into my head from that song, Give Me Everything by Neo, Usher, fucking that song from 2012. Like
yes.
I think Pitbull says it when he's singing. He says like, reach for the stars. If you don't grab it, at least you're on top of the world. Yeah. But at the same time, it's not a perfect quote because you can't just reach for the stars. You have to build a rocket, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you don't do it about the steps. But there's another one that I like. I think I heard it from Matthew McConaughey where he says, people overestimate what they can get done in 1 year, but they underestimate what they can get done in 10. Yeah. You know? So still have that big goal, but let's fucking make a small one first.
Yeah, like, 100%. And then it makes you like hungrier for that next step. Yeah. You know what I mean? Once you get that, you're like, okay, how can I get this next one? And that's the way I've always kind of, I guess, envisioned everything, is just the next step. Just keep putting that, you know, foot in front of the other. Keep your head down, keep working hard, and you'll get there.
I wonder if you have a good understanding, because I think I understand it, but I have a bad perspective of it. But is having a child a good example of that? Because you watch someone grow slowly, like you watch someone become.
Yeah.
Like, how old would your son be now?
He's 7.
7.
Yeah. So,
You've watched him from a baby. Like, I've never experienced that. I'm not a father yet.
It's crazy.
God willing one day, but like.
It's so beautiful. And it's like, you created this little human, you know, that's you. And you've built him to be where he is today. And, you know, I look at him sometimes like I get teary to think about it. Just like, this little boy. Yeah. He's just mine. I'm like, I created this. And seeing who he is and how he is now, I'm like, that's a reflection of me. Yeah. So I'm proud.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm glad you didn't tear up because I've got no tissues, eh?
Nah, it's all good. I'll be right. I'm sure.
Actually, I do. If you need them, just say tissues, please. I know.
I'm all good. Yeah. But yeah, like, he's just everything to me. So.
Yeah, it sounds like it. You
I need a drink.
It's water, whatever you need. All right, you look like you're not crying yet, but when you are, I'll get some tissues.
I'm strong.
You are.
No, but like kids, they're your strength, but they're your weakness too.
Yeah.
You know?
I was honestly this morning, I know we're going off topic. I'm going to circle back into the path you're on in a minute, but this morning I was actually... Okay, for everyone listening, I'm going to cut a little bit out, but I'll tell you between you and I, like, cut it back in. For everyone listening, I'm going to cut it back in. You do get lost in a trance when you're with someone. It's almost like the rest of the world can stop, you know, and then you have to leave the trance, go back to real life. And I was talking about it, saying like, oh, great, I've got to go back to my interests, my hobbies. I've got to go back to my path, all these things that you love, but you get lost in it. So I can imagine having a child is like, you really have to... Like, I can imagine being so content with just that. Mm-hmm. But then you got to go, all right, let's go back to fucking doing what I got to do.
Yes.
You know?
I get like that too. Like, even like, I just want him at home with me all day, every day. I'm like, he's got to go to freaking school, Shanell. Like, come on, mate. But I'm like, I just want him there every day. Like, just seeing them. And they're like, they're at school and then you don't get to see him for like freaking hours and upon hours. And it's like, I miss out on so much. And then like he comes to training with me and my niece comes to training sometimes. And, you know, like he's grown up around that. He doesn't want to do boxing though.
Not yet anyway. Yeah.
Not yet. Yeah. He's a soccer fanatic. Everyone, Ronaldo. He's Ronaldo this, Ronaldo that. So he's really good at soccer. And I love that he's like finding his own little path. Yeah. Like, I didn't want him to do soccer. I never played soccer. So I was like, I don't know. But that's him and he's so good at it. So I'm like, you know, I wouldn't ever push him into something that he doesn't want to do. And when I'm there, I'm there watching him train. You know, he's playing all these games and stuff. And, I'm a proud mom and just be like, oh my God.
You're a soccer mom.
I'm a full soccer mom. And I'm like, I created this little human and now he's like his own person. Like sometimes I'm like, you're a grown ass man. Like the way he goes on, I'm just like, I gotta remember, I freaking created this. I'm like, oh shit, poor kid.
I've asked my mum that same question. I was like, was it weird, like watching me stop being like just a kid and become my own person?
Yeah.
And she's just like, yes. Like it's like the weirdest thing in the world.
It's like, it's sad too in a way. Like I still remember, your Facebook memories pops up and it's like him, and I was like, he hasn't got that baby face anymore, and it's like I miss that baby. But it's like I tell him all the time, like, I don't want you to grow up. He's like, but I got it, Mum. I got it. And I was like, I know, but like it's so sad. And it's like, one day you're gonna tell me you hate me and like not want to talk to me and stuff. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. It's gonna kill me.
You're gonna leave the nest one day too.
Yeah. No, you're staying here. I don't care. I'm like, you're still gonna be my baby even when you're like 30.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's honestly beautiful, but I can imagine it'd be hard to accept. But like, he's gonna one day be a little heartbreaker. He's gonna one day get his heart broken.
Yes,
like,
I know.
He has to go through all the emotions of it all.
I know, and that's why I'm like, I gotta remind myself. I'm like, this is part of life. He's got to find his own way, the way he wants to as well. I can't, wrap him in cotton wool and hope for the best. He's got to experience this life, and
you have a lot of love for him. I can tell.
Yeah, no,
it's unbelievable.
He's such a good boy, and he's funny as like his little personalities crack up.
Yeah.
And so funny because like my husband, who's not his dad, but they have so much similarities as well. It's insane. I'm like, yeah, you can tell like we've been hanging around too long because he's like me, and then he's like the next day he can be like Bryce, and I'm like, and we both look at each other like, what the hell's going on?
It must be because he looks up to him. Then he takes him as a role model.
Yeah, no, he's so good, and like to do what he's done, to take 2 kids as his own is insane.
Yeah, it's
and
a good
I think
man.
it takes a special man to do that. And I don't know if there's that many out there, but
it's
I'm
probably
like
8. There's only a couple.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm very lucky. I'm like, it took friggin' long enough, bloody hell, far out. But yeah, finally now that I'm like, I'm able to be like, what is it called? Like in my feminine era. It sounds like,
I like that.
You know, like
good, yeah.
I don't have to be this like tough, persona where I've got to be tough on the exterior and, be this hard head that I think I've always been.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just like this soft girl era, and I'm like, yeah, I can still fight. Like I'll go do what I need to do in the ring and at training. And then I'm back home and I'm like, babe, can you open this jar for me? He's like, you can't do it. I'm like, no.
I have nails. Like, what am I gonna do?
I'm like, no. I'm just like, I've been punching too much stuff. My hands hurt. Can you open it for me? He's like, sure. Okay.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. That's mad. You're making me feel like, oh god.
Once you trust me, you're still young too. Like once you find it, you'll know too.
Yeah.
And it could be now.
Yeah. Could be.
Could be. You never know. But it's the best. It's the best too, especially when you're going through some shit in your life as well. When it's right, you feel it, you know it.
Yeah. Man. Well, let's circle back. Let's get back to the main thing I know you for, and that's the fighting. Mm-hmm. You said you had 12 professional fights now. The first one was a bit more of a all hands on deck, haymaker, just like the first amateur fight in a way. Yeah. And for blood.
Yeah.
And you said you've noticed your style of approach changing as the 12 fights have gone on.
Yeah. You're I guess I'm more calculated now with what I do, punches I throw. Now I'm stepping up. I'm number 11 in the world in the IBF and number 17
in the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
And number 17 in the world in the WBC. So now I'm stepping up. I'm fighting better opponents. Where things would work with others, they're not going to work with this. So, and now I'm having longer rounds where I feel like I get better the more the rounds go on. Where at the start it was like 4 rounds, so it's like you got to go hard for 4 rounds because that's all you got. Now you're getting to the 8 rounders, 10 rounders where you have that time to pick your shots a bit better and be more calculated with what you're going to do and able to listen to your coaches and what they want and then be able to relay that while you're in the ring. It's hard, especially if there's the crowd and the crowds are going wild, but you got to teach yourself to just listen out for them and the cause that they want and try and do it when they want it.
So I never thought about it in a sense where, because you have so much longer rounds now, do you think about even some rounds are a bit more of like a back foot round, work someone out, or because you painted a picture where it's go 4 rounds, and now it's a bit different. So how is it different now that there's more rounds?
I think still you got that mentality you want to win every round. Where the reality is it's not going to happen, but you listen to your coaches and what they want. So the first round, it might be a feel-out round, seeing what they're doing. But who's to say that other person's not going to come out and try and knock you out in that first round and get you out of there as quick as possible? So it's all about, I guess, the tactics or listening to your coaches because they see what you can't out there. So where they're sitting, they can see different things. Where I'm standing, I can see different things. Where the judges are standing, each judge can see different angles, and the people in the crowd all see different angles. Then you got the TV, which is another different angle, and that's why I feel like boxing's so subjective as well, because they can see things that the other people can't. That's why a lot of the scorecards are probably a bit different as well, because it's the angles, and you can miss a lot of stuff. You can catch a lot of things that others don't. But yeah, now I just try go in and I think about what I need to do, not what the other person is doing. Yeah. And then, you only got a minute for the, when you go and when the bell rings, you go back and you sit there. So you're trying to figure out what you need to do, listen to your coach's instructions, plus get some water, plus breathe. Before you know it, you're back in there again to go another, 2 minutes. It doesn't seem like long, but when you're in there, it's
anyone
a long
who's had
time.
any experience knows that's long.
Yeah. Everyone that's been in the ring. Yeah. Yeah. Training wise, anything, It's always, the armchair experts that probably never freaking
Armchair experts is a new term.
Oh, I've never heard of that. I think that was the hardest thing too, like social media, and especially being, on No Limit, being on TV fights, like the amount of people that talk shit was insane. And it's like always these like old guys, like, oh, they should have done this, they should have done that. I'm like,
everyone's an expert, eh?
Yeah. I'm like, it's different when you're in there.
Yeah.
You only have like a split second to throw punches, dodge punches, give punches back. Like, it's insane. And it's like day in and day out hard work. No one sees that. Outside of outside of the ring.
You got to say that people don't even accept that they're not doing the work either. Like, it's always the people that say, "Oh, yeah, but if I seen red, I'd fuck." If I see
everyone's
red,
on the ground.
Yeah, like I wake up, everyone's done. Like, fuck, it's crazy that people have this level of delusion. But don't get me wrong, I still have a crazy level of delusion. One of my great mates, Damo, shout out to Damo. Like, he's always trained me growing up. He's always been, if not the guy I'd train one-on-one with, he was always in the classes with the coaches training us anyway.
Yeah.
And he found a bigger calling to helping people than fighting himself.
Yeah.
And today, if I'm chatting to him, I'm like, yeah, but I can't help myself, bro. Like, I know that guy's actually fighting, but, I still smash him, bro. That's insane.
Like, you do, in your head, you're like, oh, yeah, I could have done that. Or they should have done this. And no matter what, you say that in your head.
Yeah. It's good, but
as a fighter, you don't post shit. You don't say shit.
Yeah.
Because
I say to him in private.
Yeah, you say it, but you don't post it because I think too, as a fighter, how much hard work it takes to go in that, like the literal blood, sweat, tears that it takes for a fighter to get in the ring. So I have always utmost respect for anyone, regardless of who they are, like what they've done in the ring. To get in there, it takes some courage.
Oh yeah.
And some people can only ever dream about doing that.
Yeah.
And it might not, there's always going to be a winner and a loser.
Or a draw.
Like in my case. But the fact is, it's a win. You freaking overcome your fears. Because, like, everyone asks, oh, do you get nervous? Do you get scared? I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I'm under no illusion that, this is the scariest thing. And to do this in front of everyone's watching you. There's so many things at stake, but you overcome that fear and you still step in there and do what you need to do. Like, that to me is insane.
Yeah, that's the most beautiful part of it. I sat down yesterday. The first episode I filmed yesterday was the episode came out 2 episodes ago. For anyone who hasn't seen episode 167 with Mario Bekish, he's 55. I've known him for a while now, a couple of years through the world of content. We became friends. And he went from being in the Croatian army as a teenager to international spy to personal investigator. He's had this crazy life.
That's so cool.
Now he's an internet personality too at the same time.
Yeah, wow.
But he's getting into his first fight in March at 55 years old.
No way. That's so cool.
Like, that's insane.
That is. And it, like, I don't know. Like, for me, people that do that stuff, like that, I take my hat off to him because
he calls himself a senior citizen to me all the time. He's like, yes, I'm just a senior citizen though.
He's getting for his first fight. That's a crack up.
Yeah.
That's mad. Like, 2, he wants to elevate himself.
Yeah.
You just do something, get out of your freaking comfort zone, do something that's insane.
Yeah.
Like the other day I went to Fisher's Ghost. This is like Campbelltown festival thing. And like my son went with his little cousin and they went on this like big freaking, I don't know, swing thing that I was looking up like this. My head was getting so sore because of how tall it was. And I was like, nah, there's no way my son's going to do that. Yeah. Nah. He went up there and then he went up again. He did it twice. And I was like, fire, I'm proud of you, man. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's gangster.
But yeah, again, it's like overcoming those fears, and everyone has them. It has them for different reasons and stuff. Like even sparring, I still get nervous, and I wouldn't say scared, but the nerves are there. It's just how you tell your mind tells your body what to do. So you keep telling yourself you're fine, you're right, just settle down. Your body will do that.
Have you heard that quote from Joe Rogan that says the hero and the coward feel the same feeling? One runs towards the fire, one runs away from the fire.
Yes.
And like
that And that's it too.
Yeah. Everyone wants to imagine what it's like to have no fear. Eh? Everyone always wants to, I wish I was that courageous. I wish I didn't have these feelings of overwhelming. But everyone has them. I have a theory, and I genuinely believe this, that every single person's just feeling the same shit. Like there's not, I had a partner in the past, actually, a girlfriend told me this. I think we were talking about getting stoned and everyone's like sitting around in a mix, right? And she was saying to me like, I always think, oh, what's this person thinking of me? What's this person thinking of me? And then she realized they're thinking that same thing, and they're thinking that. Everyone's just sitting around tking, fuck, I wonder what everyone's thinking of me. No one's thinking about anyone. Like, no. It's actually, no one gives a fuck what anyone else is thinking, eh?
Exactly. No, 100%. And it's just like, it's just you overcoming that. Some people can't.
Some people just choose not to, eh?
Yeah, or choose not to.
Yeah.
Then when they can, they're like, oh, I'd rather not. Like, I'd rather not get knocked out on, TV and stuff. But it's like, it's a part of it, And I think us, like, fighters know that. Like, it's either way, but you trust yourself, your ability, and the training that you put in. Like, you're training for 8 weeks. Well, you never stop training. I don't stop training even when I'm not in camp. But I'm sure that's what it's like for everyone. But you trust that. You know that you've done the work. And, sometimes they might be better on the night, and that's okay. You come back stronger and you do it again. But it's just that, overcoming, that fear.
The one thing you said to me before when you were mentioning the strategy that takes to get into the ring now when you have such longer rounds is you focus on what you need to do instead of what they need to do. And I can imagine that came with the learning to overcome the fear part, because as I asked you earlier, did you have any fear about getting hit? And I think that's what a lot of people focus on when they are fighting, when they are sparring. And I related it. Do you ever play chess? Do you ever hear anyone say chess is very similar to fighting?
Yeah. I'm not that good at
it though. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at chess because I'm starting to learn how to focus on me. It's not like, oh, fuck, his piece is here. Fuck, defend.
Do what you know that you need to do.
Yeah, lead the game. It's almost like noughts and crosses. Remember noughts and crosses?
Yes.
You have to defend it, right? But the secret of noughts and crosses is if you go first, the other person can only defend, otherwise you win 100% of the time.
Exactly.
You have to just lead everything like that game of noughts and crosses. You have to be the first person to go.
Yeah. No, 100%. And I think that's the beautiful thing about boxing in particular is you never know everything. You're learning every single day. Like every single day I'm learning new things and, adding that to, my repertoire and what I need to do. And even now I know there's undisputed champs and they're still learning. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about boxing. It's like no one ever knows everything.
You can't finish it, eh?
You can't. Like you're constantly learning and learning and learning. And no one knows everything. And every time you step in the ring, you learn something.
Yeah.
About yourself, for starters, about your game plan, what didn't work, what did work. You just go again.
Yeah.
And go again and again.
It's the theory of infinite knowledge, I think it's called. And it's where no matter what it is that you choose to focus on, you can really not stop learning about that thing forever. And no one ever will. The infinite knowledge is actually like a infinite amount of time where generations can come through, continue to learn about this one little thing. And it might be the smallest thing. But I think sometimes I even think about it, like say I'm doing my job, my career in trade, or I'm at the gym, whatever I'm doing, I'm thinking, I've been doing this for long enough. Like how long till it's complete? What I mean? But it can't.
No, it never gets completed. You're always chasing something, you know what I mean? Wanting to know something, wanting to learn more. I think that's with me, I'm like a sponge. I just want to learn so much. Like I know I'm not the best, but I want to work hard and I'll continue to work hard until I get better and better and better and better. And I think that's, I think that's the best thing about, I guess, me and boxing is I just want to learn everything that I can.
Yeah. There's a curiosity aspect that plays a big part of it.
Yeah.
What's your schedule like today with training? Like how does your week look when you...
I'm training 2 times a day, every single day. So I'll travel... Mondays I'll travel in to the gym at Marrickville. So I live in Campbelltown. It's about a 50-minute drive. I drop my son off, obviously, school and whatever, then go in there. Sometimes I bring my niece with me, and I'll do like one-on-one session with my coach, come back, pick my son up, then I'll do like a running session. Thankfully, I had good sponsors come on board, so I was able to buy like a treadmill for the gym and stuff in my house. That's like been a godsend. Then I'll take him to training. He's been having like rep trials and stuff on a Monday night. Do that. Tuesdays.
That's already 3. I count that as 3 times you've been training that day, not 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Tuesdays I do my strength training in the morning. I'll either go in the city or stay at home and do it. And then I'll have my night session with the team in at Merrickville. Same thing, dropping the kids off, picking them up. Wednesdays do running or a one-on-one as well. Then Thursdays is strength and then boxing again at night. Fridays is either a one-on-one session, conditioning session, or I spar. Saturday is either sparring or I do like a run and conditioning. And then Sundays I do like a 5K run.
Okay, nice. So if it's a 5K run, is that longer than the normal run or less than a normal run?
Nah, probably I try like for me, and I think a lot of the strength and conditioning coaches now are like trying to say pull back on running, because sometimes you're doing like sprints and stuff, but it's a lot of hard yakka on your knees and whatever. Yeah. So I think now they're like pulling back, and then you're on an assault bike and doing that instead, because it's a lot. But I know a lot of people still run like 10Ks, but to me, I don't feel it's beneficial.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Other people, obviously, it could be, but I think 5Ks is more than enough.
That's a good effort though. 5Ks is actually hard as fuck.
Yeah, and it is hard, and it's probably like my least favorite thing to do as a boxer, but it's like it needs to be done.
And that's why it's like needs to be done, because it's also your least favorite thing as well.
Yeah, it's a least favorite thing, and I always try and do it on a Sunday, because Sunday they say rest, but I don't like to. I like to still be on and making sure my mind's still on, because when you're running, it's like, what's this other person doing? This person and person, they're probably running 10Ks, or no, they're probably doing a faster time than me, and you're just like doing head miles, but you just keep going and going.
I remember prepping for that fight I was talking about before COVID. I was going for a run, me and Damo would be going, he'd be riding his bike, speaking next to me. I'm like fucking running. He's like, you think this other guy's running right now? And I'm like, nah. And he's like, he is. Fuck. Oh, you know what I mean?
I gotta go harder.
Come on, bro.
No, that's the mentality you gotta have though, because you know when you're in there, there's nowhere to hide. Like with footy, if you're fucking tired or something, you can just go over to the wing and be like, oh, can you go in for a set?
Yeah.
And then like, okay, I've had enough, I can go in. There's none of that in boxing. Like you cannot hide, and the other person is trying to knock you out. Like, and I just think they're trying to kill you. They're trying to kill me. They want to kill me. They hate me. So you got to make sure that you're on and making sure you're doing more, because you got nowhere to hide. Yeah, and you have to. What else is there?
You're doing like 12 different, what I would consider workouts a week. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot of training in a week. That's mad. That's so cool. I'm training like fucking 4 at the moment, I swear.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it is.
I get to 4, I'm like, yeah, I might skip Sunday now, you know.
No, it is hard, because
that's like mad motivating for me.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not going to do 12. I'm going to do 8.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Because you get found out.
Yeah.
So it's like the mentality of it. You don't ever go into a camp and think, "Fuck, I missed that session." Oh, if only I did that one. My mentality is make sure you do it. Just show up. You might not put. And my coach actually said it, Anton. You can't be 100% every single day. It's just not feasible. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm very hard on myself, especially sparring and different things. There's days where I'm going to be 90%, 80%, and I'm feeling good. But there's going to be days where I'm
10, 20, 30.
Yeah, you know, and it's okay as long as you're showing up and you're doing the work. It might not be the way you want it. It might turn out the way you want it, but you're still showing up.
Yeah. I bet you never leave feeling like I wish I didn't come either.
No, you always, I swear, it's always the sessions that you don't want to do, that after it, you're like, I did that. I'm so glad, I made that effort and did it. And it gets hard because I'm traveling in and out every day as well. But that time for me too, I can wind down before I get home, and then I go back into mum mode if Bryce has the kids or whatever, or my nan. But when the kids come in, I'm like worried because they're like running around. I'm like, I don't want them to, annoy any of the other like members. But I've been so lucky, like with my gym now, No Quarter Boxing Gym. We're at Marrickville. Like Anton's built like a little space because he has a son as well. Build a space for the kids to just go in and have their own little, little play area where they can just stay in there and we can do our thing. And the members there are awesome. Like they'll play soccer with my son when they can and everything. So it really works out really good, and it puts that pressure off me as well, where I feel like I can perform and stay at my best and not have to worry, about the kids or if they're annoying anyone else or getting up to anything. So it really, really helps.
I like it how like you're a good example of what I believe, and that's that things just work out if you stay consistent. Like I can imagine there was enough times where you were dragging the kids to the sessions and you were thinking, oh, fuck me, Dad, they're being little rascals, and then the option to quit's always there, the option to not deal with those feelings like, oh, but I don't want the kids to be annoying. Now I've got to do both worlds, mum and training and student and teacher at the same time in ways, but then sticking through it. I always believe, and I see it examples in front of me of people who just stick through it and then miracles happen.
Yeah. It is, and it's just staying consistent. And before I had my niece, I was like working and I was running classes at 6 a.m. at Mascot. So I'd get my son up at 4:30, wrap him up, put him in the car, take him into Mascot, have a bed, a little pillow there while he's still sleeping and he's still like in his school uniform while I run the class. And then I have to go train in the at 8 o'clock over at Redfern. Then I'd get him, take him to school. I'd be late, take him to school. I'd go home, do another session. Then I'd pick him up. Then I'd have to go do my night session. And then I had to run a night class. So I was like doing that. And then looking back, and that was like every day. And I was doing that while I was training for the Australian title fight. And looking back now, I didn't have my niece, which made it a little bit easier. But I was thinking, like, how the hell did I do that? But there was no other choice.
Yeah.
I had to. So I was just in this constant mode of, I've got to do it. I've got to do it. And it worked out because I won the Australian title. And
when was this? When was this? Because I believe I remember seeing photos. I just don't remember when. I don't know if I stalked and found them.
Yeah. I think it was like 2 years ago now. And that was on the Tim Zoo and Mendoza undercard in the Gold Coast. And we were on the main event. Everyone was saying it was like fight of the night, and we got fight of the year for that. But yeah, like that shit, that was hard. But I had no other choice. I was like, I do this. She's probably going to be doing more. Like, I'm not the only one with kids training. It's got to make do. And it worked out.
I think like it's so cool to have kids and have your own life, because I have so much fear about losing myself when I have kids. Like, and it's like, I'm the man, let alone the woman. Like, fuck. Yeah. I can't imagine it's even more pressure for the woman as well.
No, it is.
Like, you're actually a mad. You need to post as much as you can, because I can imagine so many women out there like feeling sorry for themselves with the idea that they can't do both.
Yeah, I do. I do need to post more about, I guess, what goes on behind the scenes and, how it is hard, but you just got to keep pushing through. And I just pray and hope that, the opportunity comes one day where I can fight for a world title or whatever, but I just got to stay consistent. And I know a lot of, especially mums that are also athletes as well, go through that similar thing. But I think it's like, I don't know, people don't really talk about it too much.
They don't.
About the struggles. It's like, oh, yeah, like you're still doing it. But I'm like, there's days where I'm just like, I'll sit and cry. I'll have like a little cry on the way home. And I'm like, why am I doing this? But in the end, it's like just that split second. I have to have that little breakdown, and I'm like back to, I got this,
I I think we became like a society that tried to say that it's okay for men to be vulnerable, right? This became like a real massive trend, which I'm not disagreeing with. It is what it is. I feel fortunate enough to talk about my issues. Like I don't have that reserved judgment feeling.
So good.
Mostly because I've just got good mates around me or mentors or whoever I want to. Even ChatGPT now, I swear. I'll just tell ChatGPT whatever. I don't care.
It's crazy.
I'll let it out.
ChatGPT.
So we became a society that's like it's okay for men to, you know, feel like you can be the breadwinners of the family, the providers, do all these things, still be aspirational, and then also feel run down from it, right?
Yeah.
But I've never noticed a world where it's acceptable for women to speak about it's hard being a mum and chasing your goals and your dreams and your passions and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd like to see more of that get elevated in content
because it
and stuff.
is like, even for, you know, my nan, she was just like, you're a mum, that's it now. And just like overcoming that. And then now she's always at my fights and she understands that it's my career now. And, you know, it not only helps me mentally, but it will help Oren in the long run to see his mum chasing her dreams.
Yeah.
And I feel like that will in turn make him want to chase his dreams, whatever that may be in the long run. But yeah, and it's like he's going to see mum worked hard, you know, she did it hard. It was a struggle, like, you know, putting him in the car with blankets wrapped around him and just taking him in, laying him down while I'm training. But yeah,
he will see that.
He will see it and be like,
it'll take a while.
Yeah,
he's still got to become a spastic, a delinquent, a juvenile. Like, he has to go for a teenager.
Yes,
like all this stuff, and then eventually he's gonna go, you know what, my mum's a fucking killer. You know, like that's gangster.
It's just like a journey. Hey, like constant up and down. Like there's days where I'm like, I'm freaking superwoman.
Yeah,
I'm on top of the world, and then there's days where I'm like, no, I can't do it. I'm like, I just want to stay in bed all day. Snooze. Leave me alone. I don't want to be disturbed. But unfortunately, most of the time as a mum, it's like, shit, I can't do that. Damn it.
Yeah, that's mad. That's cool. And what about nutritional wise? Do you try and have a consistent grasp on it? Yeah,
well, like I said before, like I didn't know much about boxing and, you know, everything else that comes with it and being a brand and the nutrition side. You know, now that I was able to get really good sponsors, and if anyone out there actually wants to sponsor any boxer, I'd 100% recommend it because we get nothing really. Most of us are all working jobs, you know, being mums, dads, training day in and day out for little money, you know. So if there's any businesses out there or anyone that actually wants to sponsor a boxer, please do, because it goes to us and it really makes a difference. Like a lot of the time now, like these little shows that we're on, we have to pay for the fighter that we're versing. We have to pay for them to come over, their purse, the flights, accommodation, and their coach to come over. And the reason we get paid is of how many tickets we sell. So, you know, if you can't sponsor, try and get to a fight, message them, say, oh, look, can we buy a ticket? Because it all goes back to the fighter. And, you know, we're training day in and day out, putting our bodies through hell. And if we get injured during camp or anything, we don't get paid. We don't get nothing.
It's a good marketing too, like, you know, like to showcase, well, this is what fueled that fighter to get through that fight. It was our food, you know. And so having those sponsors come on board, I was able to get a nutritionist, and I was able to get these meals that are specifically planned for me, what I need. And I get home late, I can just shove it in the microwave, put it on, and I have, you know, I love microwave meals. It's so easy. You don't have to like worry, and that's like just one less thing that added to the list of endless lists that I needed to do, especially being at home, you know, still being a mum. You got to get the kids meals ready. They don't want to eat what you eat, so you got to make them something else. So that just made life 10 times easier for me, and that was because of sponsors. And without that, I wouldn't be able to have what I have. And it just made it easier. So I have those meals.
It's exactly what I need. The right amount of carbs, proteins, veggies, and it's easy.
Nice. That's so much better. I would honestly choose, and I've thought about this before, to eat microwavable meals only for the rest of my life than ever have to cook anything ever again.
Yeah.
I haven't cooked a thing in a year. I don't have anything.
Because like life gets ahead of you. Like, and it like, I wouldn't say I'm a good cook. I can follow a recipe or whatever, but that takes a long time. I'm like, I haven't got 2 hours in my day.
I can't even food prep on Sundays. Like,
you know what I mean? It's you always doing something. And thankfully, my husband, he's a really, really good cook.
Nice.
Yeah, so when he has time, he'll like to cook for everyone. But it's hard too. If I'm in camp, I can't eat what they're eating. Like he cooks like a mad like pasta, and I love pasta. But if I'm in camp and I'm like watching my weight, I'm like,
you bastards.
Yeah, I'm like, and I'm looking at the kids, and I'm like, damn, I love this. And the kids always want Maccas too, so I'm always like, you know, if I'm coming home late and I know I've got food at home, I'll be like, and don't quote me, I'm not a shit mum, but it's easy, right? So I go through drive-through and I'm smelling it. I'm like, this smells hectic, and I'm just like, I can't do it. So it's always
control.
You have to have that self-control, especially with kids. It's so hard. But now that Oren's getting older, he's able to understand that I can't have that. And he'd be like, oh, Mum, do you have a fight coming up? I'd be like, yeah, son. And he goes, oh, okay then. And he's really understanding now and able to appreciate what I'm doing and what I'm doing it for. So, yeah, like it's pretty special that they're able to come along as well.
Yeah.
But thankfully for sponsors that I've been able to get these meals in that really save my life.
Yeah, absolutely. That's mad. Do you have anything coming up or any fights in the foreseeable future? Yeah,
so we have a couple of set up. I think there's going to be a massive one. I can't disclose it now, but in February it's going to be a massive, massive fight. It's probably going to be the biggest fight for me that I've ever had. Biggest challenge too.
I would love to come to that. Hopefully it's in Sydney.
Yes, that one will be in Sydney. So anyone else that wants to come, let me know. I'll need all the support I can get. And it's going to be my biggest test, but I'm keen as for it. And, I live for like moments like that. And I'm just training for that moment now.
Nice. So you got, I know camp's usually like an 8-week to 10-week complete lock-in.
Mm-hmm.
That means Christmas and New Year's you've got to pretty much be in the game.
Yeah, there's no off switch now. I'm heading over to Thailand, doing a little camp over there, taking my son with me.
And what dates are you going there?
Next Wednesday I head off. I'm staying there for like 10 days, and then I'll come back. We're trying to get one in January, a fight. 80% locked in, but not too sure. But the big one's February. So I'm all guns blazing for that and just really putting 110% effort into it.
Have you done a Thailand camp before?
No, I haven't.
No, have you been to Thailand before?
No, I haven't been to Thailand.
Are you going to Phuket? Is that where this one is?
Yeah. So, not this time. I'm going to Bangkok.
Bangkok, yeah.
But yeah, I really want to go to Phuket and do a like training camp because I've seen like a lot of people go there. Yeah, it looks so good.
Thailand's great fun. I've never been there for the training and fighting aspect. I know it's unbelievable experience though. Like you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's a different place. Thailand. It's my favorite place to go ever. Like I've been that many times now. Like
oh really?
Pretty much half my yats up on my body are from Phuket.
Yeah, man. I want to go there.
It's sick. It's sick. Yeah, I'm excited to go again. I'm trying to do some other countries, other continents, other islands, and it's like, but maybe one more Thailand trip.
If you love it, why not?
Yeah,
I think that's the only thing I'm like worried about. I've been to Bali. I went to Bali again like this year, but I've never been to Thailand, but I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, it's very similar to Bali. Like Bali's more beautiful because did you go also honeymoon? Is that why you went again?
Yeah, we went for our honeymoon, but it was like our late honeymoon. And
you would have seen nicer things than you're going to see in Thailand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Same like humidity and stuff?
I'd say Thailand's a little bit more humid, which is actually, for me, better. I like it hotter. Yeah. People very similar. Culture very similar.
Yeah,
It's not as the reason I say Bali is better, even all of Indonesia, is because of the cultural, religious aspect of the praying, the temples, the offerings, the smokes, all the stuff that you see there. You don't see too much of that to where I go in Thailand, because I go to the fucking rut. Like I go to the dens. You know? Yeah.
Well, so I'm like thinking, because like Bangkok's like a capital, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like going to be more like city vibes, but they have like Dream World and like Sea World and stuff like there. So I want to be able to, you know, have Oren and do like half training and then have like
half
him.
Experience.
Yeah, you know, be able to experience things. And I think that's what, like, growing up, I never got to do that. I never got to go overseas or anything like that. So my goal is like to have my son come along with me and see the world and experience, you know, other cultures and stuff, because, you know, it's so important.
Yeah.
You know?
And Thailand has got lots of that stuff. I painted a picture for what it's like in the main streets of the city.
Yeah, of course.
But there's still like, there's elephant sanctuaries, there's dog sanctuaries, there's still temple tours. Like it has everything. You just got to go make the effort to go do it.
Yeah.
Which when I'm so getting tattooed for 10 hours a day, I'm not seeing shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Well, that's why I went and got my leg done in Bali too.
Yeah.
Man, that shit hurt.
It's a long week, say.
Yeah, it was like we're doing all up like 28 hours really. And it's a lot of time out.
My back was 65 hours. I did 6.5 days, and then this leg was 58 hours straight. So they're long. I know how it feels.
So were they in Thailand?
This one I've been doing while I'm here in Australia. I've been doing this over the last 2 months. This leg. This one I think I did this leg in I think I went this year. I think it might have been like January, February this year. And I've done all my back in Thailand and me
how much was it?
My back was 6.5. That was 6.5 days. This leg I think was around 6 for 6 days. About $1,000 a day.
Yeah, man.
And then some of the work I got in Bali, like it's a little bit same tattoo studios. I went to Bloodline in both. Yeah. But they don't have to pay the artist as much in Bali. So I should have started going on the Bali one, because all my Bali ink is actually my best ink. Like it's the most thickest there.
Well, this one, my leg was like 1,700. Yeah. Like that's crazy, you know? Yeah. Like here, I know. There's no, you get like something little for that price.
1,700, I reckon I paid that for 1,700.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like crazy. But yeah, again, it's like if they're not getting paid, you know, too much, like you feel for them a little bit.
Well, they don't need it. That's the difference. Like they don't. I know I got off topic a little bit here, but when I went to Bali, it really opened my eyes to the difference of living in different countries. Yeah. Usually I'm on a holiday. Like I'm not. When I went to Fiji, I guess I kind of spent a little bit of time in a village with some locals there. Like I was saying, I got a bit of an understanding. But in Bali, I was talking to my tour guide, and he goes, it was say 8 p.m., 9 p.m. We're going back to the room, and I said, so what are you going to do tonight? Yeah, I'll go back, drop the car off at the place that owns the car, wash it, clean it, and I'll go back home. This and he kept doing. Bro, what time are you going to go to bed? He's like, oh, probably like midnight. Up again at 5 tomorrow. And I'm like, he's got kids, wife, he's got all these, and I was like, so you're going to unwind with some Netflix or anything? And he's like, what's Netflix? And I was like,
crazy.
I was like, okay, maybe they don't have Netflix. I was like, well, it's just this the streaming platform, like what website do you use to watch all your movies and TV shows? And he's like, what's a movie? And I was like, you know, like a movie's like a picture, like you watch a story on a screen. And he goes, oh, I've heard about these. He had never even fucking seen it. He's heard about pictures and movies and shit.
That's insane.
And I was like, wow, like they just live simple, like very simple.
Yeah. And they're probably a lot happier than us.
I know. I've got fucking a million options and nothing to watch.
I know. We're like, far out. Life's so hard. What the hell? Yeah. No, and I think it does. It puts a lot of things into perspective going, you know, to different countries. And you realise, you know, how good we do have it over here. Yeah, it's expensive to live here, but like, you know, we're pretty lucky in this country.
It's a price you pay for freedom. We live in the land of opportunity in Australia. Yeah. I always say, like, we have the opportunity to become anyone we want to become, rewrite our history from anything we've done wrong. Yeah. And even if we want to do nothing, government will still pay us to do that too.
I'm like, we got a pretty freaking
That's pretty good options, eh?
Yeah, 100%. And it just puts it in perspective when you go to these countries and you see it, and like, you know, everything that's going on in America at the moment too. It's like, and we are so lucky. No wonder everyone wants to come over here.
Yeah. I'm just like, let them in. Like,
come on.
Like, we got to do it over here. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we're almost at the end of the episode where I hate having to wrap up a conversation because I feel like we're just getting started every single time. I know. I say this at the end of every great episode. There's more to talk about, so we have to do another one in the future. All right? I'll let you lock in. You got to get some stuff done after the fight, after February, or whatever fights are coming up. As soon as we got some more time, you let me know.
Yeah.
Because you live a very busy life, and it's awesome. Like, you're going overseas on Wednesday. I think we just got this in on time.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
100% we
it's
did.
Cool. But I have one final question I'll ask you. It's the same question I ask every single person. And there's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. Everyone just has a different opinion on it. If someone came to you because they were feeling a bit depressed, mostly because they were just lost, is there any advice you would give that person?
Yeah, 100%. I've been there. That was me. It's still me. You know, you have your good days and bad days, and I'll just always keep that open to them and be like, this is a safe space. Whatever you say to me stays between us. Just know that I'm here for you. I love you. You are worthy. You are loved. And, we want you on this world. So I'll just be a ear to listen to whenever they need, and knowing very well that I've been in that dark space, and it's not good. But having someone there makes it a lot better.
I think that's what some people just want to hear. They just want to know, like, someone understands how they feel.
Yeah.
When you're going through it, and, like, you just think to yourself, no one gets it, you know? And that's the crazy part about it. It's like once you go through it, you realize everyone gets it. Everyone's experiencing the same shit. Yeah. But it's so isolating when you're there.
It really is. And you think it's just you. No one else is, like, feeling like that. And, I've lost a lot of friends to suicide, and I never want to experience that again. And I think for me, when I was going through that dark time, I realized as well that it does take away the pain when you're thinking like that, but it passes it to someone else. And you're just going to make sure that other people know that you are there for them, you are loved, and then it's a safe space of where they can be vulnerable, speak out of what's going on, and just have someone to listen to. I think that's the main thing. And that, everyone's going through something in their life, whether it's good or bad, but having someone there to say, I got your back. I'm here if you need. That
pain goes away. Hey, like I like to touch on this on the end of every episode, because I know that so many people do suffer with the first time feeling of those emotions and feelings, and the pain goes away. If you build happiness around it, it kills the pain. Mm-hmm. But if you make that decision, like that awful decision that a lot of people take to take their own lives, you just exploded the feeling, and everyone copped impact from it. It doesn't just pass on, it grew. It's like when they say, I think I heard someone say once that when the bomb went off in Hiroshima in Japan, the radius was like, I'm going to make this up, but let's just say it was like 40,000 meters or some shit in radius. But the damage went 4 million miles. Like it went around the world multiple times. That many people were affected by it. The same thing happens with someone making that wrong choice of suicide, And
look, they don't want to, I don't think they don't ever want to hurt anyone else with that. They just want to take away that pain. But understanding it, and I try and tell myself, it's like, it's a bad day. It's a bad moment. It's not a bad life.
Yeah.
There is light at the end of the tunnel. We may not see it right now, but tomorrow's a new day.
When you're having a bad day, I sometimes think every day's a bad day. Like I think every day's a bad day. But when I'm having a good day, every day's a good day. Even the bad days are good days.
See, that's a good outlet.
Yeah. So you just have to remember it. There's the book Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Terrible book. Would not recommend anyone to read this book. It sucks. The last 10 pages were all right. I got there in the end. It says the goal of life is not to get rid of your problems. It's to find bigger and better problems. We can start off saying, I've got no money. When you start getting money, you kind of think to yourself, fuck, I don't want to waste it on the wrong things. I don't want to make the wrong choices. You can say, I've got nothing to do, or you can say, fuck, I'm so busy. You got bigger and better problems all the time to complain about. Yeah. And then that happens if you just fucking push through it a bit,
Yeah. No, 100%. But yeah, depression sucks.
It sucks.
Fucking
let's just keep working together to kill that beast.
Yeah, just kill it. And, being able to talk about it too, I think that lifts that weight, that heaviness that's on your shoulders, because it's like that taboo subject where, like, you feel shame to say you're depressed or you're sad or you've gone through shit, and the trauma that's, that you have it's getting over you. But it's like, it's not shameful.
No. It's not.
It really isn't. And nearly everyone in this world has gone through, you know, a depressive episode in their lives.
Yeah.
It's just how you overcome it. And there's people there that can lift you up as well.
Yeah. Will Smith says this, and I say it on the podcast a few times. The two most important things you can do is read and run. Because when you run, you learn to overcome that voice in your head that tells you to stop, and you actually become the new narrator of your own story. You know, you're your own. You're not the voice in your head. You know.
Yeah.
That when you read, you realize that everything that you go through, someone else has written about how to get out of it. You know, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Everyone else is with you. I think it was a perfect answer. You let me ramble for another 5 minutes after it. That's how I know you answered the question well. It was a perfect answer to wrap up a perfect episode. I'm glad we finally got to do this.
I know, it's been a while,
It's been a long time coming. When you said, January I got married, I thought, that long ago.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, this year has gone quick.
Yeah.
I feel like time's getting faster.
It is getting faster.
Hey, is it because I'm getting older? I don't know.
It is going faster.
It is, hey.
But when you're younger, if you have like a year, if you're like your son's age 7, that's like a 7th of his life, right?
Yeah.
When you're our age, like you get either 1/27th or 1/31st of your life, like the fractions get smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
So it only feels shorter because you compare it to how amazing life has been so far.
Yeah.
That's why.
No, that's it.
I couldn't thank you enough for this episode. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you. For everyone listening, thank you as well for making it to the end of the episode. It was amazing week this week. There'll be another one next week. That's a wrap. Perfect.
Ooh, thank you. That was awesome, man.
You crushed.
Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping.